In the New World, a war would break out to change the course of history, but not real history. Mineman history, to start drama that would last until now and be the opening into a new age, the galloncraft Civil War. The Minutemen start off invading and claiming American land unnoticed. They kept this straight up for a while until after a while, a musketman notices them and calls for backup. This is the start of skirmishing before things get, quote, real. The Minutemen did have some help from an unexpected source. The Loyalist faction, led by a user called Syrian Obama, live-action role-playing, as another user called Goldies and Pie, would lead the Loyalists into battle against the United States. On the side of the Minutemen, they would attack from the southwest, opposite of the Minutemen' northwest attack, to put pressure on the Americans both ways. Numerous one-man charges by various Americans would attempt to stop the Loyalists, however all of these fail. After both of the one-man charges fail, the Americans finally decide to use their guns and manage to temporarily stall the Loyalists. Finally, the Loyalist push would be stopped, for now. More fighting would continue between both the Loyalists and Minutemen versus the United States. However, whatever happened to Spain, a faction I covered earlier on my channel? Well, they managed to get their base back after making a deal with the United States. However, their base had already been ransacked, so all things going, it wasn't looking good for a Spanish comeback. Now back to the battlefield. As per usual, both sides were throwing bodies at each other until one somehow overwhelmed the other. fire rest saved by the bullet. At this time in the war, an unusual event happens: the bombardment of Boston. In an effort to get the Minutemen to not focus on the front line, the Americans bombard the Minutemen main base in a capital ship. However, the Minutemen don't fall for the attention trap, and instead send 3 guys to deal with it. They nearly manage to kill the ship. However, the ship manages to escape, and with it we go back to the front line. The Loyalists renew their push once more. However, the American pit causes, let's just say, complications. This pit would be the eventual downfall of their efforts. However, watch these action scenes filmed in the pit.
Here they come!
However, the pit would then be the only thing stopping the Loyalist push. A reinvigorated Spain decides to take revenge on the Loyalists for earlier skirmishes in the server, plus an earlier Loyalist attempt to take over Spain at the start of the war. The Loyalists, it seems, decided, however, to not care too much about their main base until it was too late, because they were closer to America's main flag than even the Minutemen, the primary combatants against America. See, look at that, literally all over the US main flag, even more than the Minutemen could dream about, at least for now. Now with the final Loyalist push that I managed to record stopped, it's time to end the video here. To see what happens next, make sure to subscribe and like the video if you want to see more fronts other than just this one, or if you wish to see more of a Minuteman-sided version of this video. But before I go, have a funny clip.
Team Killer!